So I know I talk a lot about gear when it comes to this channel, but I also do some tutorials as well, which I'm going to be doing a lot more when it comes to, filmmaking and all those kind of things with tips and tricks. But when it comes to all the new gear that we sort of do reviews on, just take all the advice on and try to apply it to your specific situation, because the brand new lens that just came out with Sony, the 24-50, is a fantastic lens, and I probably will buy it. Mainly for the fact that I don't have a 24-70 G Master and I don't have anything that's similar. And that is a great lens for me. But if I did have the 24-70 in any other brand, then obviously that lens wouldn't be a good choice. But this is the thing you have to take into consideration, is that there are a lot of people out there that don't actually have this kind of focal range that it could suit them. Or the 50mm f1.2. I only had the 50mm f1.8 for Sony, and I actually gave it to my wife because she does a lot of photography, and 50mm is a fantastic lens, and I had no 50mm. So I was like, well, I'm going to buy the f1.2. I could buy the f1.4, but why not go the extra couple of bucks, get the f1.2? That suits me in my situation. That doesn't mean you have to go out and buy the 50 f1.2. It's how you use those tools to your advantage. And the whole point of this video is that I want to talk about, obviously, the lens reviews and gear reviews that we actually do on YouTube. That doesn't mean you have to go out and buy all these things. We're just giving you our opinion in our use cases and whether it's worth your money or not. Now, some people may say some particular gear is not worth it, or some people may say it is worth it. And that's the great thing of being human, is that everyone's use cases is different. Everyone uses gear differently. And a lot of the time it is subjective. But a lot of time it is also objective. What's sharp, what's not. But then again, do you like sharp? Do you like soft? Do you like chromatic aberration? Do you like distortion? All these things you have to take into consideration, and it depends on the job. I love filming anamorphic lenses, especially when it comes to all my commercial work. I try and push for anamorphics as much as possible, depending on the job. Sometimes it doesn't suit the job, so I love recommending anamorphic lenses, but for most people, it probably doesn't suit, because a lot of people need run and gun lenses, autofocus, all those kind of things. So you have to take that into consideration. And that's with my reviews. I try and tell people, or I try and educate people that, this is a great lens. Sure, you can get it. It's amazing. But obviously in this certain situation for this type of person. So just take all these reviews that we do, not necessarily with a grain of salt, but at least make an informed, educated decision on your part. Like, we are doing lens reviews, we are doing microphone reviews to try and test these things out and to see if they're decent, what are the pros, what are the cons, who's it used for. And it's up to you to obviously put that wallet away or pull that wallet out because you need that particular item. And I mean, take this for instance. This is my Red Komodo X. This is probably one of the best cameras I've ever used. It's incredible. 16-bit when it comes to R3D RAW. It has global shutter sensor. The image quality on this thing is incredible. But am I going to recommend it to absolutely everyone? Absolutely not. This doesn't mean that you need to get this camera. This just means that this camera suits me in my particular situation. And then even majority of the situations, I don't actually use this. I've got the FX6, I've got the FX30, I've got the ZV-E1. There are so many other things that I can use, but this is a particular tool that I can use in my arsenal for those higher end jobs, for the jobs that need something like this when it comes to having larger crews and all those kind of things. And that's probably one of the biggest things is why you don't actually see this more often on this channel, is that it doesn't apply to very many people on YouTube. It's a very, very niche item, and it's fantastic, but like I said, you don't have to buy it because it probably doesn't suit your situation. And I did actually make a video on my channel with, if I started videography or content creation again, what are the things that I would actually invest in first? And I do recommend watching that because it talks about obviously what kind of cameras you might think about getting, what kind of lenses, or how many lenses, how many cameras, what would you buy after a camera and lens, audio, lighting, all those kind of things. It really is, it breaks it down into a little bit more context of what is kind of more important over the other, because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket and just have a whole bunch of lenses and a whole bunch of cameras, zero lighting, zero audio equipment. This is what you have to take into consideration. But then again, it comes down to what job you do. Do you do real estate work? Do you do documentaries? Do you do social media content creation for individuals, for businesses? This is what is the beautiful world of content creation. And what I love about it, because there's so many different jobs out there and there's so many different tools for us to use, tools as in, filmmaking gear. And this is what makes it interesting, is that there's so much out there for us to use. And we should all be blessed that there are so many different lenses coming out and cameras coming out that can suit different types of people. So next time you see a lens review, next time you see a drone review, next time you see audio review, it doesn't mean you have to buy that particular item. Watch a whole bunch of videos and sort of gather the general consensus around that particular item, but then also think about what you need in your particular situation. So you can make an informed decision whether it's going to be good for you or obviously whether it's not going to be worth your money. So this is what you have to consider. So anyway, my friends, that's enough blabbering on with me. And I just wanted to put it out there to say you don't have to buy absolutely everything we have on our channels. But this is just going to give you a little bit more of an idea of what these filmmaking tools do, the pros and cons, and hopefully you can apply it to your particular situation. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's get it.